hello. And I know, with all the giggling going on, I know this is weird because, obviously this is Dis After Dark, the UK's most downloaded Disney podcast, and we don't seem to know when we're putting out episodes anymore because this is yet another episode of Dis After Dark. However, this is the first in a series of, we haven't decided the number yet because we're still arguing that point, but we'll come to that in a minute. And this is going to be Dis After Dark's ultimate result. And they're going to be slightly smaller, you could say bite-sized episodes, which we'll refer to as pub snacks for the purpose of this. And I'm going to pass this over to, I think, not just lead it on to one. Craig is here and Chris is here, and I'm going to get them to lead to explain to you all what Dis After Dark's ultimate result is all about. Take it away.
Hi guys, how are you? When I'm not dancing with monkeys, I like to rate the Walt Disney World resorts. So we've come up with this concept. I don't know where we got the idea from. We're calling it the Walt Disney World Ultimate Resorts. We're going to pitch all the Walt Disney World resorts against each other to the death to ultimately find the ultimate resort. In this Dis After Dark, not quite a bite-sized episode, but like a nibble, like a pub snack.
Yeah.
So Chris has got the randomizer computer, and
which has got a 1970 sound card in it.
Yeah.
Look, we've now got sponsorship, which we'll mention this in a minute, but we haven't been able to bring all the tech up to date, so that was the nearest I could do. Sorry, guys, we've got Stephen Hawking's old Dell. Okay,
it was a Nicotron 3000, I think.
Sorry.
Yeah, so this is the pub snack episode 1. These are going to be coming out in between our main shows. We've got 8 resorts this week pitted against each other. The top 4 are going to go through, people. We need your votes. Yes, you, the listener. Josh Gillespie, if you're out there, put your underpants back on. Get the puppets out and get the puppets voting. And get your hair cut.
And how can you vote, Craig?
You go and visit our Facebook page where the vote is there, ready for you to click on. It's pinned to the top. It'll always be there next episode. So get voting. Otherwise, I'll come round and I'll knock your back doors in.
And Craig will also ask you questions about various animals, and we've been subject to this already off air. And
you don't want to.
Don't let him walk your dog. That's all we're saying.
Dogs, cats, hamsters. Yeah.
You name it, Craig's not allowed near them.
There'll be no stroking the pussy.
There will be no stroking of the pussy. Or petting of the dog. Sounds about as good as a Nicotron 3000. So so this would be a good time to mention our sponsors. Just before they, this will be the last that we fully hear from. So we are still proudly sponsored by.
What's happened?
I've disappeared again.
I
think. Have I? No, I'm here.
No.
I'm here.
Sponsored by, just like EastEnders, this. Who we sponsored by?
EastEnders. WDW Radio.
No, WDW Today, even.
Crap.
Yeah.
You've just invented a new podcast there.
Worse?
Lou Mangello's just joined WDW Today.
That's a good idea for a podcast. I'm going to get on it. Logan, make it so. Go and listen to WDW-NT. Who is he? Oh, God.
WDW Today, the longest running podcast, Disney podcast, featuring Logan and the boys and Len Tester.
You've got Nature Boy. Yeah. Nature Boy runs round in his undies, singing about gypsies.
Tramps and thieves.
Yeah. and Off Kilter. They pretend to be in the studio every week. They just play a little bit of audio.
Hang on.
Whoa.
You can't.
I think they're in
turn
prison.
around.
No.
Right, like you've already established, like on the last show, we've already established they did not have their hand in the till that we know of. Number one. Secondly, you can't throw accusations around like they pretend to be in the studio.
Well,
How
I'm not
do we
being
know this?
Because they don't sing.
Yeah.
I want Off Kilter to sing. They could be just playing the Off Kilter CD.
No.
They wouldn't do that.
No, it's live. It's not Memorex, it's live.
I've seen them not miming to it.
Go and listen, listeners.
Prove it, Logan. We're throwing down the gauntlet.
We're coming to get you, Logan. You better run.
It's a good name for a movie.
And we're not only just sponsored by the podcast that only half of us can remember the correct name of because we're so drunk right now and so shocked by what Craig was saying off air. We're also sponsored by our friend Wendy.
Magical Journeys.
Yeah. I hadn't really finished, but it was like I said Wendy, and all of a sudden people started laughing. I was like, "Is her name?"
I love Wendy.
All of a sudden? Do you now?
Yeah.
Do we expand on that, or do we leave that right there?
I haven't got the email in front of me, so.
No, I mean the fact that you just turned around and said what you said.
Oh, I do love her.
Good. Okay. So yes. So they're still sponsoring us. Well, they are for now. I mean, after this, probably not. But anyway. So, yes. So this is the first of the first episode is going to be for the first 8 results. So we'll fire up the Nicotron 3000. And Chris, if you want to read out what those are.
Right. Oh, it's broken.
No, that's printed out.
No, that's Paul W. having a seizure. You're okay, Paul W? Number 3?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Crying a little bit, but
Yeah.
both on the outside and the inside. But
Every time I shut my eyes, I can just see a dog.
You know what? We've been doing so well. Our figures have been going up. We're now the UK's most downloaded Disney podcast because we're the only one that releases our figures, so that means that it must be true. And now we're producing this.
And we blow it.
Yeah.
It's Justin Bieber all over again.
I've not weeded into any buckets. Anyway, Chris.
Right, let's get on with it. Right, the first match is the All-Star Resort versus Coronado Springs. So, have any of us stayed at these 4 resorts?
I've stayed at the All Stars, all of them.
Have you?
All Star Paul. Yep, that's my Twitter name.
I've stayed at. Yeah, go on.
As I say, which is the best of the 3 then, Paul?
So most people would say the movies, which was the last one to be built, really because of the theming. So you got the Toy Story building, the huge Buzz Lightyear and Woody figures. But the 3 resorts are very similar. I mean, they're side by side. So from a location point of view, they're at the south end of the park near Blizzard Beach.
I'm near South End. Oh.
Yeah.
South End.
So they're near Blizzard Beach, near the Animal Kingdom, but it's a fair old hike up to, say, Magic Kingdom, Downtown Disney, that sort of thing. They're obviously the original value resorts. They don't have any table service restaurants, but they have got big food courts. Fairly basic, but Disney themed. You've got all the advantages, extra magic hours, buses into the parks. Yeah, they're good value.
You don't qualify for any dining, do you, on the dining plan?
No, not anymore. When it first came out, you did, but no, they've cut that back now. So the value resorts don't get any dining.
Yeah,
So you'd have to
it's an up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you'd have to stump up that money.
Yeah.
We've talked about the pros and cons on that before. So I think that, whilst it's possibly something to consider, it's not always a deal breaker, I'd say, in regards to that. But Colorado Springs, isn't that where our friend stayed recently.
Have we got a friend?
Yeah, Jen.
Friend of the show, Jen.
Is that where Jen stayed?
Oh, she might have done. Jen Pease
Yeah.
in the pod.
Yeah.
Because Colorado Springs is the cabins, isn't it? And you can like.
No, Coronado Springs is actually fairly close to the
Oh
All-Star
no,
Resort.
it was Wilderness, Fort Wilderness.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coronado Springs is a convention hotel, so it's a huge resort, and it's got like a Mexican theme.
It's nearly 2,000 rooms.
Yeah, it's a moderate resort, and it is actually fairly close to the All-Star. So again, it's towards the south end of the park, quite near Blizzard Beach, fairly near the Animal Kingdom. But never been there. Never driven past it many times, but never actually gone in.
I really love their signature restaurant here, the Maya Grill.
Yeah.
It's Mexican, and they do the traditional, yeah,
it's Mexican.
It's the Mexican. They do the
was
traditional
Italian.
fajitas and whatnot, and there's always like a mariachi sort of band playing.
Mm-hmm.
They got some good bars in there as well, from what I've heard. And remember, we interviewed the guy that did the book for all the lounge bars, and I think one of the bars in there was one of his favourites.
Oh, the Rick's Lounge, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple in there because I mean, obviously it's a convention hotel, so you get a lot of people going there for conferences, whatever. So they're looking,
The Boniface will have been there then, won't he, at some point?
Yeah,
Probably.
Absolutely.
Probably there now.
yeah. You got the Cafe Rick's. That's that's a quick service place. Yeah, the Rick's Lounge. That's it. The Rick's Lounge.
They have singles nights in the Rick's Lounge.
Oh yeah.
Keys in the bowl? No, I don't know about that bit.
Well, it's a magic band. Yeah.
Magic band in the bowl.
No keys now.
And there's our show title.
There you go.
I'm going home with Minnie.
Now, I mean, I don't want to jinx this, and our listeners, our regular listeners, are probably already questioning this and going, it almost, not quite, but it almost sounds like people have actually done some research for this. Almost.
Sort of. We've all got Wikipedia open, I think.
Well, over the years, you listen to as many podcasts as we do and read stuff and whatever. You pick up a lot of stuff, and I guess a couple of things I've heard about the Coronado Springs. Two things. One is it is huge and it's hard to navigate around. But on the plus side, it's got a really good pool, and I've seen photographs of the pool. It's like a Mexican Inca temple.
Wow.
With water running down at the sort of face of it like a little waterfall, and it is a big pool. So I think I know a couple of people have stayed there and they liked it, but I never fancied it because it is a convention hotel, even though it's themed.
But that's what I quite like about it, because it is so big. You kind of feel like like when you used to go to Disney and it used to be quite empty off season.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. It feels like it's a bit empty everywhere. So it feels like a bit like old school Disney before it was just rammed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite nice to go somewhere where it's not absolutely flooded with people.
Yeah.
And is there a lot of kids there if it's a convention type place?
Not really.
Yeah,
Not
that'd
when
be
I've
a
been.
bonus. Kids do me head in. Nah, I'm only joking, people. Keep the emails.
Just your own, eh, Craig?
Yeah.
That's
Just other
right.
people's.
Yeah. Please, listeners, please keep your emails away from us because we don't want to be flooded with even more emails than we usually are.
We got one the other month, didn't we? It was Boss.
Yeah, wasn't that from Adam?
Though.
Penis extensions, yeah. Right.
So on the flip side, there are lots of kids at the All-Star resorts.
Oh, I can imagine corridors with constant running up and down.
Well, they don't really have any corridors because the rooms are on the doors to the rooms are on the outside of the building.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, so you haven't got any internal corridors.
No, see, I don't think it. No, sorry, I agree with you, Paul. But like with what Craig's saying, I completely disagree because to be honest, I mean, I'm sure we'll come to it very soon. But we went to Pop Century when we didn't have kids, and the kids never bothered us running around because it was so open.
Yeah, I mean, it has got atmosphere. I mean, it's busy
Like
and
Ross Abbott.
bustling. Yeah.
Ross Abbott even.
What's the pools like?
I mean,
I like him. I like him. You're good, Mr. Dolan. You're good, Mrs. Washington. Obviously we know how we feel about Mr. Boniface, and God rest him.
May he rest in
He's
peace.
on fire.
No pools.
Oh, sorry.
Those pools.
Big. Each resort's got one main pool. They don't have any slides. They're fairly basic, but again, pretty big pools, decent, but fairly basic. You don't get any frills, but it's for the money. The rooms are basic, but they've got everything you need. A bit smaller than the moderates, obviously smaller than the deluxe. So it's all about value for money, really, with the value resorts. Amazingly enough.
Okay.
Are they like the last stop on the bus as well when you Magical Express?
I don't know. Never done Magical Express to the All Stars.
I would
Usually get a
imagine.
car.
I'm going to make it up. I would imagine they are. You're going to stop at every resort on the way to get back to a value resort, aren't you?
On Magical Express, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Right, what's next? Port Orleans resorts. We've got the Riverside and the French Quarter.
Yep.
Now, I've stayed on the Riverside in a princess room with the fireworks, and the whole atmosphere of the resort, the size of the rooms, the quality of the buildings, you can just see everything's gone up a notch. It's a moderate resort, but it's recently been refit, hasn't it? Port Orleans, Riverside, yeah.
I think some of the rooms are, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was beautiful. Absolutely. And everybody told me to stay in the Port Orleans and not the French Quarter. So,
Ooh.
See, I've stayed in the French Quarter, but not Riverside.
I mean, you're outside in the car park at the
Yeah.
Mouse's Head now for a fight.
Right,
I
come on,
can't.
hold it against, guys. Hold it apart. Just
Which side is Yeehaw Bob on?
He's on the Riverside.
I'll go the French Quarter.
He's in the Red Rooster Lounge,
Is he any good?
I think it's called.
We could hear him from, we were walking back one night on the other side of the river, and we could hear him because that's where our rooms were, and you could hear him banging away, singing his head off, and it was a good session.
Yeah.
There was a lot of interaction. You could hear the crowd getting going,
and booing.
we just went to bed.
Did you never go and see him? Sorry, it's the River Roost Lounge. That's it.
Yeah,
Just looked it up.
we never went to see him.
We did. When we were at French Quarter, because it's only a short walk up the river, and we did see him, and it is a good show. I mean, family friendly, but yeah, he's got a huge amount of energy. Unbelievable, really.
Is it? I mean, I've got no idea about the bar. I've got no idea about the entertainer or the show that he puts on. Is it anything like the Sticky Vicky show?
What? Better it can be.
Don't. By the way, anyone that wants to find out more, don't Google that at work. Whatever you do. Anyway, so we've got New Orleans.
She's retired.
She has just retired. Yeah. Topical. We've got Paul Orleans.
Just dated the podcast now. Just dated it.
So I'm pretty sure Niall's going to listen to this in about 5 minutes' time. So Port Orleans.
Yeah.
We covered both of those.
Yeah.
They're not against each other, are they?
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
they're all grouped in a group of 8. All these are all fighting against each other. The top 4 are going to go through. We're just putting them out in 2s to avoid.
Yeah.
Get you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes apparent when you look on the voting page. You've got one vote, listener. You've got to vote for your favourite out of the 8. The one, if you either the one you want to stay in or you have stayed in and you love, whatever you feel, vote. And the top 4 will go through to live another day. The others will get bulldozed and turned into car parks.
And
So
sold Universal.
Yeah. So next we've got the Polynesian Village Resort and Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort.
So
Now,
first DVC then.
yeah, I wouldn't thank you to go and stay in Bay Lake Tower because you're so close to the Contemporary Resort. That's where you want to stay.
I don't know.
Is that
The
just me?
rooms are nicer at Bay Lake Tower,
Yeah.
Right?
and it's slightly closer. But otherwise, I think you're right.
It's like getting to third base. You're almost there, but you don't just quite make it.
Well, they've got the lounge on the top, which is only for people who are staying there, and you can watch the fireworks from there every night. So it's not like the Contemporary, like California Grill, where you've got to go up and eat in the restaurant. You can go up to the lounge and watch the fireworks every night. So that's a plus.
If you remember.
If you're a member.
Yeah, but I mean, and you're right, Paul. But at the same time, I'm just guessing a meal for 4 and then California Grill is probably still going to be less than what it would cost you to become a DVC member.
Yeah. Probably right.
Just a guess. I mean, I've not
You're
done.
probably right.
I haven't done
But
that whole presentation thing, but
in this round though, we're only looking at Bay Lake Tower.
Yeah.
Versus the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure you can't see the fireworks from the All Stars. In fact, I know you can't.
And I mean, there's only 428 rooms, so it is an exclusive area.
And you're 2 minutes from the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, that's the brilliant bit about it is when you come out of the Magic Kingdom, and everybody's getting a bus or a monorail or a boat. You just literally just walk for 5 minutes and you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just get in your ECG and you get there in 2 minutes.
Or that. Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do valets for those now.
That's you should trademark that because that's a money spinner.
That is.
Trademarks. I've now announced it in public, so it's my idea.
What are you going to call it?
ECG valet. No, because I mean the thing is, like, of course I come up with like a really cool, funky name, like
ECV squared,
Spunky Pigeon.
right?
or that Sticky Vicky's
Funky
valet
pigeon,
service, whatever you want. But the thing is, like, I think sometimes it's better just be direct and just go right. This is what it is. This is what it's going to do, and that's it.
I'm just going to get it on Twitter now.
Yeah. Hashtag it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually
Hashtag
trademarked it yet officially.
ECV Valley.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's an idea for a business.
Yeah.
So that was up against Polynesian, was it? We were talking about.
Which is Paul W.'s favourite place.
Yeah, I'm not there, but it's the ultimate place that I want to stay. I just love that, like the key look. I think it really does. I like the dark woods. I think it just kind of gives you a warmth when you're staying somewhere. And obviously, you're only a boat ride or a monorail away from the Magic Kingdom from there.
Don't you
So
think?
for me,
I've eaten in the Hawaiian place.
Ohana's or
that's the one, yeah.
or the dinner show.
No, Ohana's.
Right.
And don't you think everyone in the Polynesian Village Resort has got the plums in the mouth?
They got mumps.
I just found it very, very snobby.
Well, I let me tell you something. We resort hopped last time.
Okay.
And we booked in at the Poly and at the reception desk, and I thought I had booked a night in one of those bungalows over the water.
No way.
I thought I had. Anyway, This is what we walked in thinking. We went up to the desk, checked in, and they said, "Oh, you're in this. What do they call them? Them long. What do they call them?
Yeah,
I don't know what they call them.
A longhouse.
yeah.
Longhouse. That's
Yeah.
it. You're in this. I was like, no, I've booked a bungalow. No. You have booked a room in a longhouse. So we had this huge argument, and then it did actually turn out that I had misread what I'd booked, and I had in fact booked this poxy room in a longhouse overlooking all of the bungalows.
So you got to look at the bungalow you never got to stay in.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at least you get to look at them.
Mhm.
My wife was so pissed off because I'd promised her this poxy bungalow.
Just
Oh.
can you remember how much that was for the night?
Yeah, that's the stupid thing about it. I did it so quickly. It was like 200 quid.
Oh, it's not bad.
But those bungalows are like 1,000, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So in retrospect, I was a complete prat, but the guy at the reception desk did get a mouthful.
Yeah, but the thing is, like the way I would have sold that is, look, we can stay in this not so good room, or we have a night in this bungalow. But if we stay in this crappy room, we've got enough money left over to go California Grill and see the fireworks because we can't get to Bay Lake Tower. Every cloud.
Every class.
Yeah, every cloud. The only thing I'd say about Polynesian, and it being your favourite resort, is have you gone back there since the change? I don't mean the menopause. I mean the change of the resort.
They were doing it while we were there the last time. It had already started. Not been back since it's been completed. But I don't see that much change in it. I know a lot of the die-hard fans are going to scream at me for that, but I don't think it's made much difference.
Whoa. Wait, it has Trader Sam's.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that's it. Competition over. Polly wins.
Well, does it? We'll see when the voting has started. Well, it technically has started, but
Honestly, Trader Sam's is worth going to Florida for. It's amazing.
But is that the bar outside Ohana's?
No, it's
Is this another bar then that they've added?
Yeah. It's kind of hidden. You have to ask where it is because it's really difficult to locate. You think it's a fire exit.
Right.
They don't want kids in there, obviously.
Yeah.
But then when you get in, they're extremely anal about ID. Particularly if you're a foreigner. You have to have two kinds of ID if you're foreign.
I've heard about like eye scans and things like that and fingerprint recognition, but never anal recognition.
Yeah.
That is a new one on me. That's really high security.
Especially if you're a dog.
Dog's arse, yeah. I'm glad you said it before I did.
Hey, got to say a few things about the Polynesian. Though. I mean, obviously, location fantastic. You can watch the fireworks from the beach there. We've done that a few times. Excellent. And they have got a couple of good restaurants. They've got Ohana's, which is kind of all you can eat, and that's good fun. And then they've got the Kona Cafe, which is a good restaurant as well.
Surely, though, any restaurant isn't all you can eat, as long as you've got the money.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I've never had the urge to do it, but I mean, can you just imagine, for example, like they've got 20 things on the menu. You think, you know what? Screw it. I want to try all 20 things. I don't think they're going to turn you down if you've got the money.
No, you're quite right.
And also, has it not got the water pageant?
Yeah, it goes past all of the resorts on the lake there. But yeah, it does. Yeah.
Now, I mean, I think we'll just mention that because I mean, I'm sure we've talked about it before, but I never knew what this was until I actually saw it from the aforementioned California Grill. But it's essentially the magical electrical parade, Main Street electrical parade, but on barges.
But a really, really crappy version.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's still nice.
I guess it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
Go ahead, Greg.
No, it was poo.
You've been listening to the show. You know, if you want to say it's filthy.
It's like when you go and see Blackpool Illuminations, the journey's better than the destination.
Depends how long that journey's been. I'd argue.
That's my. Yeah,
Also,
go on.
Ohana,
I adored Ohana.
a bread pudding.
I nearly exploded in Ohana. I ate that much, but I just couldn't relax in the resort. I felt out of place.
Even more so than the Grand Floridian. I could understand you saying that about the Grand Floridian.
I've never set foot in the Glen Floridian, so I haven't had that misadventure yet.
Where they got plums
Yeah.
in more places than just their mouth.
Yeah, I agree.
Between their legs as well. Is that the next one up?
No, not this week.
That is a shame because I mean that you know how I like a segue.
Yeah.
That'd be a great segue. Okay,
You
so
could value part segues as well. I don't know if you've ever thought of that, but
oh my god, this
Ooh.
business is going to be expanding.
yeah.
I wonder if Josh Gillespie will let me use his initials because he likes doing like JG reviews, maybe like JG Valets. Anyway,
Frankie Valley.
after Frankie Valets.
Wow,
Oh,
Frankie's
genius.
Valley.
Genius.
oh, this is just as good as that time I discovered Jason's Donovan. which is a real thing that I've seen with my own eyes. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
You could literally get a one-legged Mexican with one eye to clean them.
From the Coronado
Mr.
Springs.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Branch, the ECG is clean now. Can I have my donut?
Speaking of which, I had a churro for the first time yesterday. My God, what have I been missing out on? It's a Mexican donut. Anyway,
Yeah.
Polynesian. So
I
what's
don't know
up
how to respond, Nick. I'm interested. I just don't know how to respond.
with churros are great as well? I don't know. Or they're poo? I don't
They
know.
haven't got a hole in the middle of them, have they?
No. Although I have had a churro that has the first churro I ever had. Here's an interesting story about my life. Had a hole right the way through it, and they filled that middle bit with sauce,
Ooh,
chocolate or strawberry.
Wow.
that sounds good.
Yeah. But no, this one was just cinnamon sugared with chocolate. Now, so we've done. So just to recap, if anyone's actually wanting to pay attention to this, God, we're gonna have another 8 of these. So we've done All-Star Resorts.
Yeah.
We've done Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say.
At the moment, I don't even know how I'm remembering this stuff. I must be really drunk. We've done Polynesian. We have done Bay Lake Tower,
Port Orleans, Riverside.
Port Orleans, and French Quarter.
Correct.
Well, we didn't say much about the French Quarter.
Yeah, but it's because we don't like the French.
Okay.
That's not true. We do like the French, but not enough to talk about too much.
As long as they like us.
I don't technically like the French, but carry on.
Yeah.
Oh, what, we're going to alienate our French listener. I've got all the figures. You get one download in France.
Other
Not for much longer.
other opinions of France may vary. May vary.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre Magique.
Sacked a lot of them.
Un, deux, trois.
So that's 5. I believe we've got another 3 to discuss on
No,
this.
that's 6.
Huh?
Another 2 to discuss.
Oh, because Port Orleans was 2. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, and then we've got the Swan and Dolphin.
Well, that's that. Swan and Dolphin. We should have got Mr. Boniface on because that's one of his faves.
Is he?
Yeah, he loves the Swan and Dolphin.
Right. Well, you've got to go and read the Catherine Howard book.
Oh.
Remember Mouse Meets?
Yeah. Is that the last that worked there?
She was the
From
last who
Ireland.
worked there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's a very good book. It's a very good read. It's called Mouse Trapped. We're not getting any commission for that, but she only sold about 4 copies in Mouse Meets. So she needs all the money she can get, to be honest. But it's a really good book about her time working there. So and they do a good food and wine festival, their own independent one, don't they?
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Has anybody ever stayed there?
no, I've drove past it.
I've been in there.
Oh,
yeah.
have you?
I've been in there.
It's a bit like going back to 1992.
Is it it's 2 hotels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you've got 2 check-in desks.
yeah. I think so.
Yeah. They're separate resorts, but right beside one another, aren't they?
Mm.
And are they adjoining or?
They've got a walkway,
Yeah,
outdoor walkway.
right.
They're sort of tucked behind the boardwalk.
I mean, great location because you can walk to Epcot. It's about a 10-minute walk. Or you can take the little boats to Epcot or to MGM Studios. Sorry, Hollywood Studios. I live in the past. And you can take the little boat or you can walk to the boardwalk area. So, huge amount of restaurants around. Mini golf, Fantasia Gardens is only minutes away. You can hire boats and go on the lake. So lots and lots. It's a great location. And lots of good restaurants in the resorts as well. The only one I've been to is the Fountain, which is like an American diner. But I know they've got some pretty high-end ones as well.
Can I just ask a question on that? I've never really understood this, but it's called mini golf, yeah?
Hmm.
And yet the ball and the club are the same size as like standard golf.
That, yeah, that is true.
Okay, carry on.
It's because it's Mickey's girlfriend's favourite game.
Insert your own
Mickey's
joke
balls.
there. or balls, yeah. Okay.
He's a mouse. They're going to be tiny, them.
Smaller than Hamptons?
The villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Has anyone stayed there?
No.
Jen.
No.
But she's
Jen
not here.
Pease, standing up. What? That's literally her name, and she'll appreciate that shout out. She's waving and retweeting as we speak. Hi, Jen Pease. Open brackets, standing up, close brackets.
And that's the third or fourth mention of her name tonight. I've mentioned it for a while. So hi, Jen. Yeah, so she's been there. I don't think she stayed in a villa, if I remember rightly. I can't remember.
I think she was in a caravan, wasn't she?
Yeah, which is
Well,
different to a villa.
Yeah.
That's quite a walk away.
Walk away.
So that's another DVC in it. Villas at the Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, it's at the back of the resort, and it's sort of. I know a lot of DVC members is their like place they really want to get to because there's hardly any villas. It's quite small,
Hmm.
and
So
it's got one of Walt's toy trains in it, hasn't it?
There's only 181 rooms in the villas, in the villa area. So I would imagine that's quite exclusive.
Yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, it's a good location again. You can get, a little boat to Magic Kingdom quite easily. But none of the Wilderness Lodges none of the Wilderness Lodge Resort has got a monorail station. So you need to get a bus or a boat to pick up a monorail. That's about all I know about it.
That's more than I know.
That's more than I know. It's never been on my radar, I'll be honest with you.
The Wilderness Lodge itself, the main resort, we'll talk about that when we get to it. That's a great resort, but
Beautiful.
never been to the villas. So
Yeah, they're sort of tucked out the way, sort of thing. They're sort of out the back and then sort of round a corner. So it's a pretty small building. I wouldn't say it's actually a resort in its own right. I'd say it's probably just a small annex.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so are we going to vote, people?
Well, I think just to go back, I feel a bit that we've cheated the French Quarter a bit.
Oh, again, what is it
Yeah.
with the French?
Because I
he
like
loves it.
I like the French Quarter. It's good. It's smaller than Riverside, and it's just down the river from it. So it's only about 10 minutes away from what I remember. It's got a nice pool. It's got a nice little food court.
It's got Hee-Haw Bob.
Yeah. No, that's Riverside.
No, he's got Hee-Haw
Hee-Haw.
Bob.
Ah.
It's got Scatman Crothers, isn't it?
Any of you guys ever been there? Stayed there?
What, Scatman Crothers? No.
No, I did. And when we were in Port Orleans Riverside, we didn't even venture to the French Quarter.
Yeah.
I didn't want to invade it.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't, really. We went the other way because they had a restaurant up there in Yeehaw Bob, but French Quarter's a good bit smaller. So we
And
didn't...
could you walk between the two of them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, easily. It's the path along the river. And it is 10 minutes. But it is a nice resort. It's a small resort.
Can you get carriage rides in there?
Yeah, you can. I think you can anyway. The carriage rides certainly go past it from Riverside. But we never did the carriage ride, so I don't know. Anyway, I liked it.
Okay, I think we got an indication there where Mr. D's vote's going to go.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Okay, who's going to vote first?
I'll go first just because I've not stayed at one of these. But
You've stayed at an All-Star, haven't you?
no pop.
Oh, Pop, sorry. Okay.
So I would turn around and vote for the Polynesian just because it's one that I like the look of lights. I had a little walk around there last time we was there. And the love for Trader Sam's is definitely of interest to me.
It's bloody good.
Dis After Dark live show from the Poly.
Honestly, that Trader Sam's, everybody is completely wasted in there, and then all the cast members act like they're wasted, and everybody sort of sings and chats and shouts stuff out, and then you got all these animatronics going off everywhere. Oh, it's amazing.
Lou Mongello in the corner.
Yeah. They got a tentacle that serves drinks.
How I like them.
Shaken, not stirred.
It's only for suckers.
Okay, so you voted for the Polly. Okay, who's next?
Don't
Go
turn
on.
all
One
round.
day.
Come on. Don't be scared.
Right, Paul D.
I'll go next.
On Paul W. Number 3.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go for the Polynesian again. As the reasons that I gave, it's the place that I really want to stay at some point. Again, Trader Sam's is a great addition, I think. I love the look of it, and the location's fantastic.
Would you be buried there?
Possibly not.
But only
Maybe
after,
in Trader Sam's.
only after he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul D.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's the problem. It's got to be one of the resorts around the lake, and it's got to be either the Polynesian or Bay Lake Towers.
You're not, even after you've gone back to it 12 times, you're not going to go for French Quarter.
Yeah, I just want to be even-handed, I just want to fight for the little guy, That's me. That's what I'm all about.
We do get 4 votes, don't we, or not?
I should really go for the All-Stars. I've stayed there so many times. But, no, I'm going to go for Bay Lake Tower.
Ooh. Controversial.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next. I've stayed in the Riverside. I love the Riverside. But I'm going to vote for Bay Lake Tower.
Ooh.
I want the walking distance.
Yeah.
I want the exclusivity of it all. I want to be able to dive bomb in the pool and listen to the disapproving tuts when I surface.
Bit of a Freudian slip there, I think, maybe. But
Not
I don't think I'll be
recently.
So my vote's for the Bay Lake Tower.
I want to change my vote now. Now that the Lucases are moving in.
I won't wee in the pool.
Again.
That just leaves Chris.
Well, at the moment, we've tied. We've got 2 at the Poly and 2 at Bay Lake.
Okay, well, don't forget the listeners are voting as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with French. No, I'm not. I'm going to go with Polynesian.
The Polly.
The Poly, yeah. It's awesome.
Now I'm going to go on record here and say our listeners are going to come out in droves, And if they vote as much as the email, we might get 2 or 3 votes.
This might be a landslide. Now,
Yeah.
we've obviously been talking about how many people we've had download this recently. So we know you're out there and we know you're listening.
Just go to the Facebook page.
That's it.
It's
Make a
pinned.
change.
Yeah.
Tell them how easy it is, Craig.
Go to Facebook, search Dis After Dark, like the group if you don't already like it. The vote is pinned to the top. Click on the vote. You get the 8 options. You only get 1 vote. We've only voted once, but the top 4 will go through. The others, bulldozed, universal for sale signs. Oof.
With valet.
With valet.
Frankie Valet.
Yeah, a little one-legged Mexican with one eye will be going, "Oh, Mr. Branch, I've done another one."
Sounds like an uncle I used to know. Well, thank you for listening to this short episode of Dis After Dark, which is actually almost as long as a regular episode of Dis After Dark. It's been quite chaotic, but I hope it's been enjoyable. And we'll be back next week with a regularly scheduled episode. And
yes,
then
next week.
Results after that?
Yeah, next week we have Mr. Creepy Kingdom coming in.
Ah, yes.
Ooh.
Mr. Carter.
Yes, he's coming in to talk about a project he's trying to get off the ground. And it's to do with the Haunted Mansion and a documentary that they're hoping to fund. So it's going to be quite a spooky episode.
I love your spooky yawn that you did there.
That was my spooky voice, yeah.
So that's next week, and in the week after that, for the next pub snack edition of Dis After Dark, the results of this round.
Yeah, it's not a bite-sized edition, it's a pub snack edition.
Pub snack edition, yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. We've had fun. Hope you have too. And we'll catch up with you, dear listener, in about a week's time. Hang on, we've got to turn off the Nicotron 3000.
That's all I know.
That's all we all know, and we're out, I think.